Signatures, both.
Alright, it's 6 p.m. We'll call the committee of the whole to order and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cheryl, David,
Here. Are you taking notes in?
I guess.
I mean, we have the video too, but.
Did you plan on talking?
No, I'm not noticing.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Do we have the recorder?
No.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the October 8th, 2024 Parks and Recreation Committee meeting notes.
Oh, second.
Sherry, Cheryl?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Alright, so as far as, Parks and Rec, the Parade of Lights will be, December 8th. I do have the flyer ready. I wanted to email it to Nicole today, but I got busy and wanted to add something to it and didn't get to do that, so I'll get that to her. I will reach out to Braceville to see if they're interested in attending again. We do have already Santa and Santa's elves. We do need a Mrs. Claus. David has volunteered to be the director of the lineup at the old IGA and hardware, yeah. And then I also just wanted to add a note on here if anybody has any questions that I can be the contact person and they can let me know. So I'll get those posted or I'll get them sent out tomorrow.
We're gonna let Terry tell the fire department, or you want me to tell Windham and Garrettsville? You said Braceville.
I can let Braceville know, yeah. I just didn't want to have one person have all the responsibility. So if you feel like you could take care of that, would be awesome. So,
Train's a possibility or not?
I just told Rick I know he had reached out at one point a while back. I'll reach out again and see. I don't know if it's a possibility, but we'll ask and see what he says. He has said no the last several times we have reached out to him, so I'll reach out to him again. Then Cheryl and I are gonna target a day where we're gonna go decorate the community building. So if there's anybody who wants to help, then we'll let you know the date and time. And then also, I'll reach out to Terry and ask Terry to reach out to the churches. She typically has done that in the past years for, they usually donate cookies. And then the village usually provides the hot dogs and buns and those type of things, so.
Shoot me a text if you need help.
Okay, perfect. We'll definitely need help. So I don't need to shoot you one out.
Okay,
You're in.
okay, just tell me date and time.
Okay.
Who's gonna go pick up them? I think you did last year, Mac, right? You want me to do it this year, or you got it? The hot dogs and buns?
Whoever wants to do it, it doesn't matter to me.
You're volunteering, we'll take
Yeah, I can
that
do it.
up. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just go to Sam's Club.
Yep.
You know?
I'll get the foil. Okay, perfect.
We need a roaster.
Yeah,
You
I've
got
got
that,
mine,
so-
and I've got
Yep.
that, so I can,
We'll need a couple.
yeah.
I don't have, you have a couple?
No, I have
I think
one,
my
Okay.
mom,
but
I think your mom,
You used
about
one last
yeah,
year.
one of your mom's last year, yeah.
You got, so we need the cocoa. I still believe, I have a bunch of cups still, so we don't need cups.
Okay,
I bought that.
you wanna give me a list of what I need to get?
Yes.
I'll just-
I'll send it
Well,
to
we
you.
sell cocoa where I work, I can get it at cost, so,
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't bet, you sell hot dogs too?
no, we just had a sale with a little hot dog styrofoam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool, oh, okay.
I can see if they're still out there, and I'll let you
Okay.
take it.
Alright, and then we need the hot, water things.
Yeah, we need, dispensers.
Yeah.
Lighting before then, can we get in?
I have a note here, I'll follow up with Ryan to ask him if there's any plans to put any.
I know we have,
So we have the lights
we
in the
have
boxes.
some
Yeah.
lights to put up, but we need better lighting, so, we'll try to figure it out.
We've never really corrected the
So I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
electric
I
Which
do
is-
believe it has to get hooked up, but there was like a little back and forth about who was gonna do it and how it was gonna get done, so I think we just pretty much gotta get it done, so.
Are you buying cookies or is it all?
So the
volunteer
church-
bakery?
Yes,
No,
the
no,
churches
no.
have in the past, and we've had plenty, they've, provided for us, yeah.
Alright.
We're not turning off any breakers this year.
Okay. Anything else from the parade of lights standpoint? Anything
Well,
else?
kinda to piggyback off that, I
Yeah.
know we took a break for a year, but do you guys wanna go back to having a housing contest, the lights?
It's a nice,
Why not?
Yeah, give
Yeah.
nice community thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll add that to this.
And maybe check with the
So how-
township if they wanna be involved
Yeah,
in this.
last time it was, we had.
How does that work? Are we
Who's
gonna
gonna
do a
hand it out?
prize?
We did in the past, the top three was a cash value, and I don't remember exactly.
$50 on a Walmart card, I won 3 times.
Is that first prize, or is that, okay.
So can we make her a judge so she don't?
Right.
Wait, she already has her decorations
Mine's
up.
already up, my lights are up.
Okay, so we'll do first, second, and third.
Who's heading that up? So it's not just you.
I think it
taking
has to be
on
more than one
everything.
person.
Right.
I'll be one of them.
Matt?
You wanna be a judge?
Sure.
There.
He's like,
Dunno.
sure.
Wanna be a judge, Sheila?
Oh,
Sure, you're in. There you go. There we
If
go.
it is done,
Just so it's on the record, who's the point of contact? For anybody who would have questions or?
I can be the contact
Okay.
person. I'll be the contact person for the whole thing, then
Alright.
you guys can be the judges and you'll
Cool.
have to drive and take a little.
Do you have to sign up to be part of the parade and everything, or is
That, yeah, I'm gonna put that
I
information
mean,
on
you
there.
can, but I mean, if they don't, I guess we just kinda just go around.
We
and
have
do
in the
it.
past
Yeah.
just went with it, whoever
Right.
shows up down there, which every year it seems like it's continuing to grow, so,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Then I know Alan Finn, who hasn't been at the last couple of meetings, he, is the representative for the Lions Club. He actually was I sent him this flyer and he was reaching out to try to get somebody in with floats. To have floats, and I also talked to Leanne at the school, Hankins, who talked to the band director, and she's supposed to get back to me about the band actually playing this year,
That'd be
first,
nice.
so yeah. Alright, so,
I didn't even know, it's December.
I know
Could be
this is true, it
60.
is November, it's quite nice outside.
alright,
60.
that's all I have, so anyone else have anything else about this, or anything else for Parks and Rec? Alright, I'd like to make a motion to, adjourn Parks and Rec.
Second,
David,
Yes.
Cheryl?
yes.
Alright, I'd like to call order the committee of the whole. Scott?
yes.
Sherry, yes. Cheryl?
Yes.
Terry, absent. Marilyn?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Any, prior guest requests to speak? Nope. Alright. I'd like to make a motion to approve the October 8th, 2024 Committee of the Whole meeting notes.
I'll make that motion. I thought I said something to Cole. 1 second before we go further. Sorry. Let me just pull up my text here. See if it was changed. Oh, yes. It says, it's just a spelling error. So there's, let's see if it was fixed. It's where it says, talking about the Renaissance Center getting the.
I see it's on the second page. No.
It's where Mac, I think Mac,
Right.
no, less.
That paragraph there.
Yeah, okay, so, Renaissance was fixed, so
Okay,
no,
alright, very
Nothing.
good.
Yeah, those
change.
looks fine there.
So you're second?
Yep.
Scott,
Yes.
Sherry, yes. Cheryl,
Yes.
absent. Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
yes.
do we have any old business to discuss?
I'll just bring it up at the end, just so.
Okey-dokey. Alright, council president report. The only thing that I have, in case you guys were not aware, this is early stages, but there is a new grocery store in Garrettsville. And so Save-A-Lot is no longer Save-A-Lot. It's called
Value something,
Drew something.
value something.
Yeah,
Value
and
food.
I talked to the manager and talked to the district manager about potentially having an opportunity for them to have one in Windham.
Ooh,
So they, sounds like these are from the south, and the guy that is, his name is Bob, that's the owner, is bringing them here. And he has the one in Garrettsville, he has the one in Middlefield, and then I'm trying to get in contact with him, and he's supposed to be reaching out to me to talk about potentially one being in Windham. I did talk about the opportunity for, the free rent for 6 months or 7 months, whatever the time frame was. But I haven't heard back from him yet, so like I said, just getting started. It could be nothing, but at least it's something out there that, you know, somebody knows that we're interested in doing that, and that we have, you know, some buildings that they could potentially get some free rent for a period
But
of
what
time.
about Nick? The guy that owns it, what's he, I mean, is he, have his idea of anything going in there? I mean, I know you do,
I haven't talked to him personally about it, but I just know that we have talked to him in the past
Right.
about the opportunity for the
Yeah.
rent being
I know.
for so many months for a business to come in there, so. Yeah, and still continuing to beat that drum. I guess my biggest thing is I encourage everybody to, if you're out and about, you're
No, I'm
somewhere,
not-
say,
I'm not-
hey, we got a small town and we could use something here, so you never know.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that, you know, I'm grateful that you're doing that.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I may even have talked to some of the Amish people about a salvage store, you know, trying to get one of those salvage stores like they have out towards like Middlefield, or, you know, Middlefield and Orwell and those places, because there's so many of them. So,
They have one on Fraser Road.
yeah, yep, so that's all I have. Mayor's communication?
Just think of this week, we did start the installation of the water meters that we purchased. Mr. Underwood came in and worked with Marie and Andrew to get all that situated. We have, I wanna say they did 7 or some, maybe a little more since the last time I checked with them. But that's going fairly smooth. Ryan did put in for a grant to try and get all of them at once, so we don't have to deal with the inflated prices over the years, because if we purchase 100 every year, by the time we get to year 6, it could be double the price. So we are gonna try and purchase all those at once to get those in, so he's working on that as a grant. I have been in talks with some people about possibly getting some more development out here, so we'll see how that goes, and I'll update as we go through that. So hopefully that goes well, and some of them I may even need the help of a couple private citizens that own some property, so we'll see how that goes if they get into serious talks about that. The football team is in the second round of the playoffs. They did win Friday. They play Friday. They play in Jeromesville. That's down around the Ashland area. That is Friday at 7 p.m. I believe. So if anyone has any spare time to drive an hour and a half to support this play.
Mayor, they have a bus.
There is a
Oh, yeah,
bus
yeah.
going on
State
too.
Farm.
But-
5 minutes.
Yeah.
I will be attending. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, so that'd be pretty cool that they do that, so.
Thank you, State Farm.
I'm sorry, Matt, you said 7 meters were installed so far,
Yeah, it could be more, but I know at least.
and who was
7.
working with Marie?
So Mark Underwood,
Mark Underwood.
he's the guy that came presented those to him, yeah, so Marie said she's doing pretty good with that, with all the stuff you have to do on the computers. Andrew has to go around and scan them, they showed him how to do that. They're gonna have to do a manual the first time, but then once they get installed, they can go around and scan them and do it the way it's supposed to be, so
Yeah.
that'll be a big jump for us and a big help for us.
A question on that.
Yes, sir.
You said Andrew was learning how to scan them and stuff, and Marie was doing the computer side of things. Would it be wise to have Andrew or Brandon be involved in the training and learning how to do this? So if she's out on vacation, sick, quits, whatever.
Yeah, well, he's gonna come back With
Okay.
the initial time, I think it's more important for her to get one-on-one with him, so she is full attention, instead of having 3 or 4 people in there asking questions, you kinda lose what's going on, so yeah, they will get some kind of reps on that, but, and he'll be back to do that, but right now, I think everything's going the way that I think is best for us.
Just wanna make sure we have a backup plan.
Yep, no, we're good to go on that. I know I could wait one more to put this on utilities, but we, then housing inspections, my opinion, I think we should freeze those another year, the fees for those, until we are completely done with those. I just don't feel comfortable increasing pay rates on people until we are completely done, and then everyone can recover from the year before. I'll let you have your opinion on that, but that's just where I am, and you guys can decide what you feel you wanna do.
Oh, I'm okay with it. I don't have much left, but you know, from when I started, it was kind of in shambles. But I mean, I'm getting there, and I don't have an issue with that
Right
now.
I just didn't want, I just think it's slightly unfair, cause it did start on our end of this issue, so I'd hate to put that on the residents to have to pay this, and then you're like, well, I just paid for this one, why do I have to pay? Just to get out the confusion, by next year, DeMel should be good and caught up with all that, and we can revisit that issue.
That wasn't an automatic increase, was it?
No,
Okay.
we could.
So we don't have to do no legislation?
No.
Cool.
So what we do need, the tap-in fees and stuff like that, so we need to discuss whether or not we wanna up those or keep those where they are. And right now, I mean, we got on the upper end of sewer, it's 5,796. That's inside the village. Outside the village is 6,376. So it's one of those, whatever you.
We have to decide, sorry Scott, we have to decide tonight, I think we should do it tonight, how much we wanna do for the grant. Because when the ditch is open.
Yeah.
Because I wanna get that back to Mitch, so that way we can get started on that.
Did you just hop over what I just was talking about?
You were talking about tapping fees, so I just figured that,
I get that, but man, we gotta establish what we're gonna, so here,
Where
everybody.
is that from? What year is this
It's
from?
the water
This
tap.
is current.
I know, but what year was this established? You know, this is established 2018,
Yeah,
so it's,
so I'm pretty sure it's a little on the behind
it
end.
is, but I mean,
We have time to
I-
figure that out, but
I think
I
if
just
we do
wanted
it
to
all
bring
at
it
once
to-
is what
yeah.
I was trying to get.
no,
at.
I get it.
You know.
I just wanna bring it to your attention so we at least know,
Is water
That's
type
what it is.
tap in the same?
it's less,
it's less, so,
depending on the,
yeah.
Our-
On the size of the.
yeah.
I'll get everybody a copy of that. I thought that everyone has one.
Cause I guess my question on that is, if we do it for the grant too at the same time, or separate, does it have to go through legislation since it's for a grant?
Do you know, Scott?
I do not. We did this,
Well,
I don't remember exactly how we did it, but we drove the water line and sewer line back by Jimbo's. And we dropped it to like 800 or 1,200.
I believe we just need a solid number, so if we're gonna
Yeah.
increase it, we need to increase it. If we're not gonna increase it, we have to include whatever that's gonna be. So if we're gonna get a grant, it has to have the numbers that we're gonna use in there. We can't, if we're gonna increase it, we can't use those numbers. If we're not, do we use those numbers? I believe that's how it would go.
Here's what he had us. And I don't mean to hijack the conversation, I just figured it was a good time to bring it
I
up.
was just messing with you. We, So yeah, then the water and sewer, that's on the legislature, so we're good with that. But I just wanted to bring that stuff to light so we don't get that lost, cause Marie does have to deal with that paperwork and she wants to know what she will and will not have to do, so made sure I brought that up for her sake also. And then, I'm trying to figure out a way, we gotta figure out a way to get these leaves and stuff. I know we've talked about it here and there and it's always, somebody can do this or somebody can do that, but then every time we get back to fall, we're back to, we have no solution for these leaves. And eventually it becomes a sewer issue because all that stuff goes down in there. So we gotta figure that out.
Versus, at one time, they used to get the, I don't know, scraper or whatever it was, and they would put them on there and put them on the back of the truck. Take them to wherever they dump them, that they used to.
Talking about the backhoe or something?
Yeah. You know, they used to put it like right here, and then they'd push it up here and just pick them up, put them in that truck and take them wherever they dump them. But then somebody came up with the idea, oh, I can do that, about the box and just put it out there and suck them up, but nothing came of that.
Well, we don't have the equipment.
Well, that was put on Maurice Hankins to have done, Cheryl, if you're referencing me.
Did I mention your name?
When we were discussing that, Maurice Hankins said he was gonna have the guys do it, and it never came to fruition.
So while we're on topic, does anyone have any, I know you had mentioned, I think they did it in Garrettsville or something, they made one. Sam,
Mr.
do you know
DeSalvo.
about that?
I just texted you.
Alright.
There's something, correct me if I'm wrong, goes behind the truck and you just build a box to.
Our leaf sucker is a dinosaur. Don't get me wrong, they still make them like that, but ours hooks to the truck like a trailer, has a tube that goes in our box, and it's like a big vacuum cleaner. But this is a community effort, not just a street department effort.
Right.
Like your people, or the people of the village, have to put
get
their
them to
leaves
the
on the
edge.
tree lawn, and then your guys have to put the leaves in the truck.
Not just Robbie, it has to be.
Like, it takes more,
Yeah.
we have a 5-man crew right now. Don't get me wrong, we deal with 10 times the amount of leaves that Windham does.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you go over in the circles and like, there's a lot of leaves there, but I did 10 loads of leaves today. Our box is 10 foot tall, so like, it's a 1-ton dump truck with a, it's a lot of leaves. And it's completely doable, and we could probably get away with doing it with 2 guys here. But those 2 guys are gonna work like dogs.
Oh, I understand, I get it.
So,
But yeah, like you said, we do have to make sure that once we do get to that point, everyone is aware it has to go out to the edge of the road. You
Right. Like,
can't just sit them in your yard, they're not pulling in your driveway, so that's not.
I mean, people that put their piles on the opposing side of the sidewalk, it's a real big inconvenience when you're on a crew trying to get something done. So.
Alright, yeah, I'll check out what you got and.
This might seem like a crazy question, but no bagging, like can
So that
possibly
is-
bag them?
The tube on my vacuum cleaner that we use, I call
Okay,
it
you
vacuum
just suck
cleaner.
it right
It's this big
in.
around, man.
I got you.
You put out like, what are them flowers about? Oh, hostas.
Yeah.
People will cut their hostas loose and put them in a pile out there.
Okay.
It's just like when you're.
It'll,
shredding
it'll
tree
suck up a
branches.
20-pound pumpkin, man.
You just spits it into the back of the truck, you take it down, you dump it, and go about your day.
That's the fastest way, I mean,
Right,
if we can't get something like that, maybe have bags accessible for the public.
Right.
right.
Yeah, 'cause
But then you also have to, like he says, community effort. You gotta get people that wanna.
Right,
Take care of the
that's the
leaves.
thing, yeah. Nobody
Well, I mean, even if they don't take care of their leaves, you as a street department can still go through and do the gutters.
Right.
You can still do the tree lawn.
Storm drains.
And it'll
Right.
be half of the leaves that would have been there if they didn't do it.
Right, absolutely.
Like, it is, it kind of disgusts me that we don't do it, but that's just me.
No, it's
Matt.
gonna get
Oh.
done, that's gonna happen for sure.
They are mentioning it on Facebook, I did see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, living
I
in
don't-
Windham
yeah,
or
they
something.
don't- Yeah, I don't see that, but I know what I see driving around here. That's gonna
Yeah,
It's a mess.
they were saying something about if you put them in brown bags and set them at the road, they pick
Yeah,
them
they'll
up.
come
Yeah,
pick
that
them
winter will
up,
pick them up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
but not a
but,
lot of people wanted to make that effort to clean it up. I mean,
Right,
half the
if
people
they
don't
do.
Who
want
wants to go buy
grass.
bags to get rid of leaves?
Right.
Yeah.
well, that's
in-
what I was
in
gonna say,
Garrett's-
can
In
the,
Garrettsville,
yeah,
we take plastic bags also, not just paper. You cut
maybe the
bag
village
open,
could
and then
provide them
you, the
bags.
worker, deposit the bags in a trash can at the end of the day.
Anyway,
Seems like a lot of them.
I do find it ironic though, to save the environment, we're gonna put leaves in a plastic bag.
Yeah, that, I never made sense, but a lot of things don't. Alright, so I just wanted to make sure that was out there, so that conversation got started, cause it really irks me seeing all that. We'll figure it out.
Did you have anything else? Alright, utilities,
I really don't have anything.
we need to decide on this.
Yeah, tavern feast, we have to, and we don't have to do it tonight, but it'd be ideal to throw a number out there at least so I can get it to Mitch.
Yeah.
Even if it's separate from the tap-in fee schedule.
Obviously, the goal is to get people to tap in,
Right.
therefore, you have to make it attractive.
So he just, his estimate was 25. 25.5.
And I wish Ryan was here because he could say more on it, but, I don't know if we do like $500 or $1,200, because hopefully most of it we paid for by a grant, so we'll be helping ourselves the more people that sign up. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. So the lower, more attractive it is for the people to tie in while the ditch is open,
Yeah, sure.
the better we are.
Yeah.
I do know, when I initially started all this, I talked to Southington whenever they did it, well, West Farmington, Southington. And what they did is and I think they did it up there by you guys, Scott, is what you get an open enrollment pretty much. So for a certain amount of time, you can get all that. You just have to do it by that end date. If you can't get it done by that end date, then you're responsible for the tap.
I wanna say we did like, it was cheap, it might have been like 800. We, during that period, I know Jimbo did, if you, tap in, you're 25% of what it would have been
Right.
regularly. So it's a big savings, and that's what you wanna do when the road's ripped up and
Right.
you're ready to go.
Guys don't
So
have
if
to
you
go
did
out.
something like 500
He-
tap in,
Yeah.
you know,
More
just,
enticing.
yeah, you're gonna save $2,000.
Well, if you're talking about the water line project down on 82, right?
Yeah,
All those people there, you're gonna have to give them a low number.
Right.
They all have wells.
yeah.
All their wells work right now.
And they all have septics too, so we could also go through afterwards, which we wanna do with a sewer line.
Yeah. But
That's
like
the
you
only
said,
reason
then-
my mom and dad tapped, because it was cheap.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
And money's not easy to come by
No.
right now. He also recommended too, possibly taking like even giving them a more discounted rate if they put like a deposit down. Now, I don't remember the specifics on whether it was after we were told we were getting a grant or however that works, so I'll have to get more clarification. But like a discount, like, okay, you sign up with a deposit now, fully refundable, then we know, okay, we had these people committed. We had 50 people committed, we're good.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting until, okay, you're gonna tap in now for, once the project started for 500, we don't know how many we're gonna get.
Right.
But if we had to take a deposit, then we know, hey, we already have these people committed, and we know that that's what we're getting. And I'd like to get that, so I can get together a flyer, brochure or something like that to hand out to the residents, once we get all these numbers.
500, 250, or 500, 200?
That's what I was thinking, 250. I mean, it's low, but we're
Yeah,
getting on a grant.
Now that's good, cause he said he did need those before, cause he said if we don't figure it out before, then we're sitting with a dead grant.
The cheaper we go, hopefully the more people are enticing, because we're gonna make the money back on the back end, selling the water.
yeah, if you even did 500 and 200, just to say, give them more, and now we know, like you said, if we got X number, we got their money already, they're committed,
I'm good with that.
because you don't know.
So keep the
Otherwise-
rates the same and just adjust it for this project?
Yep.
So we will need legislation.
Yeah, probably.
So 500 if the ditch is after the project starts, and then if beforehand we do a $200 deposit, and then that's your in.
Yeah,
Is that how I understand it?
yeah,
200
That's
will
good.
get you in, and 500 is tap, and how long we gonna give that, cause it can't go forever, so we got.
Well, I think he said once, how did he say? I don't wanna be quoted on this. I'll get more information before we send it to Charles for legislation. But there was like a time, he explained it, a time frame, but I don't wanna say it and people come back and say, oh, well, you said in this meeting, this time frame. So I will call him tomorrow.
Anything else for utilities?
Filter's holding up good?
Yes,
you said.
As
it
far as
was-
I know, yes.
I was up there the other day.
Alright. And I guess it would go under service, but we got enough salt and everything, all that's good to go.
Yep, everything was ordered and
We
all
haven't
that,
used
so we
much
should be good
less.
to go.
Alright.
And Ryan's looking for a grant for us for the other 2 filters, so hopefully we can find something. Because apparently, it looks like this one's working, it works, and we need to do the other 2.
So while we're on the grant subject, should we start looking at possibly like doing bids for the engineering? I know we've always used Rob, but with all these new projects we're doing, we wanna do, should we look at possibly bidding it out, seeing where we're at price-wise and stuff like that for the engineering?
Engineering for what? Cause Rob only does certain.
Yeah, he does the roads,
Yeah,
Right.
like certain
Yeah,
ones,
it's a
like
bigger
this one,
project
that
than that.
Bernie Petro, they did that land soil or sand, whatever. They did that one for this one, Rob didn't do any of that.
I just didn't like how we got hit with the $20,000, was it $20,000 payment we had to do that was missed or whatever it was at the tail end, and we were told by Tom that it was coming out of grant, but we ended up paying out of our general fund.
It's what it is a reimbursement type, so they pay us for the grant, we pay them out of the grant. So, I mean, it's really the same thing, but yeah, we can do whatever. But I know when it comes to pricing that it's.
Yes, we can definitely look at another option, but I do know we did a couple years ago and Rob's prices were probably, they were the best. But we can, I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't look at other.
I mean, if his prices are still the best, then.
They don't know if they still are, that was a couple years ago,
I
but
think
yeah,
what
sure.
you're gonna find is the bigger projects, he doesn't really wanna, he usually does the roads for us.
That's all for grants.
Alright, Terry nobody has any update for Terry's finance, okay. Marilyn, safety and personnel, you have anything?
I sent an email just to department heads. Is everybody on the lookout for emails? Has everybody gone over to that? Because
I have not,
that's where I sent it.
Did we fix the emails?
I don't think everybody has, no.
Oh, the new email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
So,
everybody signed up for that, like I don't have
Okay.
a new one,
Yeah.
because I still have to
alright,
do a bunch of stuff.
okay.
So speaking of your emails, Marilyn.
I thought about that, sending that, after I sent it, I thought, oh my god, is everybody on this or not?
You're talking about the .gov.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I, yeah,
Okay.
So we have and this could fall under safety personnel. Our email system has a couple flaws in it.
Okay,
When they were set up with not everybody, but some people were set up with their first letter and their last name.
yeah,
But like, I went to send a test email the one day and I typed in water superintendent or water
okay,
and it didn't come up. So
Oh.
like, I wonder what's it under. Typed in B Nutter, came up.
okay,
That's a problem. Typed in village administrator, didn't come up. Typed in R. Wagner, popped up. Those two people leave, quit, do whatever,
yeah,
their emails are under their name.
I still think that Debbie's comes up as village administrator.
Yeah, so
It's
that's,
still out there.
that's a
I
problem.
haven't tried to use the others, just this new Outlook. You know, Addie gave us a note saying, come see me to set it up, so that's what I did.
So I don't know if you wanna work on getting that changed, but the department heads need to have it under
A generic,
a generic,
title.
so that it
Okay.
transfers to the new person, cause if Brandon leaves
yeah.
and his name is assigned to that, their new person comes in, they don't have those emails.
I'll ask Addie about it because she's the one that did all this,
I talked to
so,
him the other day, I'm
Okay.
gonna
And then,
switch all that.
Like Marie should be utilities clerk.
No, they're gonna switch all of that. The
okay,
only ones I told them not to really worry about was council because they'll
Right,
come
we
and
can just
go.
deactivate.
right,
Everybody else, they have to have one that's attached to what they're doing and no
Okay.
names.
alright. Well, I'll resend those to you guys, just, you know, just so you know.
Do you
what
have
it's-
my email? It's just wyndhamhousing@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just use everybody's regular.
That's the one I've been using,
before.
that has all.
Cause that .gov stuff, it's still some stuff I need to figure out of what they're doing and who's doing it. and this, that, and the other.
Okay,
Yeah, who's heading it up and
alright,
administrating it and everything else.
no problem.
Alright, thank you, Marilyn. Alright, Cheryl, you have anything?
No.
David, anything?
For economic, I do not, besides the project that we're doing, just at the end, I have some things.
I have nothing from planning commission, and did Rick leave?
Yeah,
I
that
heard
call.
sirens.
Alright, Chris? Zoning?
Yeah, had a builder call me today, he finished a home over here on Maple Grove and was inquiring about final inspections. Told him he's gonna have to get a hold of Portage County, cause they're gonna have to come out and final inspect that. You guys seen the bank did sell, I haven't connected with the owner or the buyer, but it is a local guy, I don't know what he's doing in there, had different people ask me, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's gonna be something good. It is good to see people investing over here, so, let's see. The cannabis zoning, we're gonna have a second read this month, next month will be third, so we should have that in.
I think we gotta redo all that.
We
There was
do?
You didn't talk to him? There was some wording in there, I think something didn't get added, so I think we gotta start.
Okay.
with that.
Oh goodness. Okay, so that's that. The laundromat is open and the hairdresser, they were encouraging, you know, if you guys need a haircut, kinda keep her going over there. Talked to Kathy Lutz, you guys will have to help me on this. These lots that you had over in here and they sold before my time, they had so many, like 4 years or something, to do
Yeah,
something?
me and Ryan are gonna sit down.
Okay,
We gotta figure out what we still have, what's out there. It's a long drawn
It
out
is.
process, cause he has to go and find that, the paperwork from when Debbie was here and all that stuff, so it's,
a
we'll
lot.
figure it out.
Marie
Okay,
sold
so-
properties too.
Yeah, so we'll
You'll
figure
work
it
on
all
that,
out,
okay.
so. But yeah, I am on that, cause that's part of the people that are asking stuff, I need to figure out what we have.
Okay, yeah, cause I had a couple calls before about doing stuff and then they only have so long to do it. If they don't do it, what they do, give it back?
We,
See?
yeah, we buy it back.
Oh, okay, that's a good deal. I think that's about it. I thought there was one more. Oh, had someone call again about, they have a lot next door to their house and they wanna do a building and it's like you can't do a building unless you combine the lots. So, I kinda talked to them a couple years ago, but, and gets pricey when you start combining, getting surveys in there and have to go to tax map and get all that drawn up.
Is the lot too small, is that the problem?
Well,
They gotta have a house, I think think our ordinance says 1,200 square foot house on the property.
in their frontage, but she just wanted a building, but you can't have a building without a house, so she needs to
Right,
combine it. And the frontage wasn't big enough for a house,
gotcha. That's
Yeah.
what
so.
it is.
I think that's it.
Alright, thank you.
Yep,
Housing inspector,
Alright, I got a couple of things. So, I was recently informed about 9038 Maple Grove and the building behind it over by KT is being sold and possibly they're evicting, the process is beginning. And they will have to reach out to me until they put anyone new into that building. I know it's been an issue on and off. They got stuff behind there. I think they're getting it cleaned up. I'll reach out to them sometime this week or the beginning of next week to set that up. And it seems to be garbage is an issue. So for rental property and homeowners, period. We do have stuff in place in ordinances for both. It's just, I don't think a lot, and I got a little downtime to where I can go and see and everything, but I'm not riding around Windham looking for people's dirty property unless someone tells me, and I'll do it. But we could possibly like send a flyer out at the beginning of the year for when I do the housing application fees to let them know that it won't be tolerated, because I mean we have it in there. It's clearly not tolerated, and I don't know what we could do, but I was thinking like the water bill, maybe the first of the year, sending that out too, and informing them that they have to keep their they have to have a good upkeep on their houses and their properties. So that could be something, cause I just literally got a couple of houses now that needs to be looked at because of junk. So that's just a couple of things I seen, and if you guys got anything.
Speaking of 9038, you said they have to notify you before anybody moves in.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Can we do it to where you coordinate with Ryan, where when they shut the water off or whatever, if they shut the water off,
Yes.
that it doesn't get turned back on until you go in? Like the other
Yeah,
property?
unless if there's bills paid up to time, no. But if
But don't they have to switch the names? So if they're evicting everybody, isn't it the new person's name that goes on?
it could be, but it also could be that the owner owns the water bill too.
Right.
So
So that's
he
something
would
we
be
could look
paying.
into. If
Yeah.
it's not the owner that owns it,
Right.
then if just a regular tenant moves in, before it goes
Yeah.
in their name and gets changed over.
Yes.
So-
I think that I think they do that too. It has to get shut off, and their bill has to be paid up also before it can get turned back on. The way the water works that I mean,
Okay.
what I know. But yeah, I can look into that too and see possibly, because we're dealing with that situation over at another one.
Mhm.
I'll let them turn it on just to see
95.
if anything.
Right.
Yeah, if anything was leaking, and we shut it back off. But the other ones that they did pass, they're allowed to be on. So yeah, we're going to do that right now.
Did they fix the water issue in that building where it goes into A or B goes into?
No, they have to fix that issue before they turn it on.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
alright, well, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody have any updates from Ryan? Did you have anything? Okay. Alright, council and guests, last chance to speak.
I know Ryan's not here. I'll just go through my list real quick, see if anybody else has an update on it. But the hydrant, do we know if that's in or?
I don't know.
Last I heard it, he said that it was on its way, so
Okay.
whatever that means.
And we discussed this before. I think Cheryl and Terry brought it up in the past, and then it was re-brought up. The logo, I think Billy was working on a logo for the trucks to make it nice looking, but not just his truck, all the trucks. Ryan, myself, and Billy discussed changing everything so it's all uniform.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if we were anywhere with that. When are we doing a handbook get together? What do you guys call that thing?
It's a little coordination, somebody's holding me up, but I'll get it.
Okay.
I wanna try and make that soon, but I'll give everybody at least 2 weeks notice, so it won't be one of those, come in next week and get it over with.
Alright.
Are you talking about the workshop?
Workshop, yeah. And then, obviously he's not here, but that list I distributed, I didn't know if Robbie got anything completed on that, it's been like 2 months.
I don't know, I know that there was a work done I don't know about all of that, I know some of the work was done. I think that some of the work, there's some work that was being done in the community building and some, wheelchair accessory ramps were being rebuilt and stuff.
They just got that done today.
Which I've seen that, but I don't know as far as the checklist where he's at on that specifically. And I just sent Bill a note about the logo, so we'll see if he's responsive. I don't have a list with me.
I don't have a list either, so I don't know if they're doing it or not, if I don't have a list.
Well, David, we had one.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, if you can shoot me a list or whatever it is, then I'll see if they're doing, but I do have them in that building right now, so they are getting that done.
I think
so
they
get that situated.
got the mudding done pretty well, or the sealing.
Yeah, just the reason why I asked is Ryan said he was gonna he told Robbie he wanted an update every Friday of what he got done for the week. And we just
Well, I do know that Rob, I created it for Rob, so I do know that there is a list out there of all those tasks. So I don't know where he's at on it, but I did provide him that.
Lastly, if you didn't know, I know there was an issue with a few of them, but I did have Robbie take down the flags.
Yes.
I think he missed maybe a couple of them, but he'll get them done. But a few of them, they were hanging on for dear life on poles, and it was kind of embarrassing. It was embarrassing. That's down. He said they normally do try and wait till Veterans Day, which I understand, but when they're in that bad a shape, you have to take them down.
It's more of a disgrace to fly.
Yeah, with that being said, I do know Friday is the 8th, correct?
Yes.
The school has that Veterans Day thing at 8 o'clock, or 8:30. They have that, and then at 9, I believe, is the actual where they talk to the people, so if anyone's interested in that. And then the library is having a raffle Saturday, and they're doing baskets and stuff to try and do some work to try and help out with that. So that'll be at the Renaissance on Saturday.
You know what time?
That I can't remember. I wanna say it's early, I think it's 11 or 12.
Oh, okay.
2 more, then I'll be done. The hole that was at the community center from the animal, did we get that filled in before the parade of lights? Or can we, I should say?
Yeah, I'll put a note on that. I'll contact Rob.
Kids don't trip and.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And then do we know if the tailgate's been ordered or is in for the dump truck? I know it's today or yesterday, it's still driving around with the tailgate.
I know Nicole and Ryan were talking about it, so I don't know what there was, whatever they were discussing, hopefully it's
What
done.
happened to the tailgate?
I do know they discussed it.
I guess it was rusted and it got damaged. It's been bent for probably 4 or 5 years, but they finally took it off because it was down forever instead of, you couldn't put it up. So it's been driving around forever with the town. Oh, that's the other thing. Did we get the information in terms for the new cruisers that we passed legislation to sell on GovDev?
I was hoping that Rick would be here, so I'd get that information. To my knowledge, no, so.
Okay, and then one last thing, I promise. Did anybody get a price, or did he put together anything, send you guys, how much we spent over there?
No.
Okay.
They did a lot of work out of their own money. They bought lockers and.
Well, out of the budget money.
Yeah.
But the budget is way higher than it.
No, I'm talking about lockers.
No, I know, they bought it out of their budget money. Their budget is, it's trending way in the wrong direction. In that, right now. To answer your question, he'll order them tomorrow. Yes, the design is done.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
What is our timeline with the cannabis deal? Have we had any conversation with these people who are interested?
They're waiting on the ordinance.
The ordinance has to be
Yeah,
updated
As
before
far as
they.
I know,
Okay.
if we're gonna do it, we gotta make sure our ordinance is
Right.
intact.
So we're gonna have to have,
Charles said something about medical, recreational, they weren't on the paperwork that we started doing, it was something like that, so he said he had to
we need
start.
3 reads again.
Yeah, so we're gonna
So
have to
there's
start.
we're looking at least 3 months there. And then once that's in,
Once
are
that's
we gonna
in, we
reach out
have,
to them so we,
yeah.
see what their intentions are?
Well, their
So-
intentions, they have a deal on a property here, they're just waiting on us, they have their
What
license.
property is that?
It is the old pharmacy,
Okay,
and they meet all the regulations with the, you know, 500 feet rules and all that. They're licensed from the state, but
Right.
they gotta get the recreational one, it kinda piggybacks, they already have the main license.
okay.
And it was a certificate they had to get for that. So they're just waiting on us. But
Okay.
the owner and the buyer come to an agreement, so.
Yeah, because even once we get that ordinance and we talk with them, you're probably gonna need 3 public hearings.
Yeah, we definitely gotta have the multiple public hearings.
Yeah, typically, it's 3-year.
Well, 3 months, for 3 readings, and then what? Run an ad and have a public hearing, that only
Yeah.
takes few weeks, don't it? For
Right,
that.
yep,
And, I mean, maybe spring now, I thought maybe January, but they're eager to get in here.
Good.
So.
alright, that's all I have.
Just in time, Rick, David had a couple questions, or?
Yes.
Do you wanna give your report first?
Do you have something,
Or anything
Rick,
for
that
us?
you wanted
It's
to
in your
know?
mailbox.
I didn't
Okay.
have one in my mailbox.
Did you get a chance to get the terms squared away for gov deals with Nicole?
I have not seen Nicole, she was in Canada last week, and at the end of the week. So I haven't, I thought we sent her the photos, that's what she asked us for. So I don't know what the terms are as far as what the percentage they get and stuff like that yet.
And then, did anybody get a hold of Charles or look in the ordinance to see, like, what the minimum was,
For the
the reserve?
reserve, I did not. I will do that tomorrow, because I totally forgot that.
Oh.
I don't think there was one.
I know it said in there's along the lines, that anything greater than a certain value has to go to gov deals. I just don't remember the exact value, I wanna say it was $500, but I don't know.
Usually it is.
So I just wanna make sure, if that's what it says, then we set the reserve at least to that,
Okay.
you know what I mean, so that way we're following our ordinance.
No, yeah, I'll look at it. The electric guys came in, I'll just give you I might wait for that point, I can tell you what's going on.
Yeah,
That's all you
you're up.
know.
Alright. Electric guys are in today, we passed the inspection for the electric, so now we'll be able to get the county to come in and make sure everything else is good. He said everything looked good. We just have some minor cosmetic things now that moving and stuff to handle. So I'll call them tomorrow and get that squared away and see if we can get like a move-in date or get that going. I know Mac probably told you guys about the IT stuff, so that's probably gonna be, when they finalize that, we'll be able to get everything to go.
Yeah, when she comes back, she should have all that figured out, so.
So, other than that, I talked to Targeting Solutions. We're set to start issuing the warnings December 1st, because I did not want to start writing the tickets during the Christmas season.
We have the camera in?
No, I don't have it yet. I'm sending them the prerequisite to get everything we need and the training we need to get that going up and running in December 1st. I do know he gave me an update for Hiram, and Hiram made $16,000 last month.
Have we paid any money to them yet?
No.
So does that get paid out when the camera comes? Or
So
comes out?
collection, as we collect each month, if we get 5,000, they take 5,000, up to 5,000 for the, I think 5 months was the total. I think it was
25,000, something like that.
Yeah, so the first 5 months, it'll come out of what our proceeds are.
Okay, and then I saw the light bars were removed from the cars.
Mhm.
Are those being sold separately or kept, or
I was gonna we got equipment and stuff, so I was gonna gather all that,
put it on
and
Gov Deals
put it on GovDeals.
as a separate
Cause
listing?
we got all the old phones that were in here, everything, and I told Nikki, and I think she was gonna have Addie kinda help her list what we have, some of the old radios that were upstairs and stuff like that. We're gonna put it all in we tried to post it at one point, I think somebody did, and there was no hits on it, so we're gonna try again.
Okay. And then the report for how much we spent, have you had a chance to put that together yet?
I was under the understanding that once we got everything done and was moving in, that you wanted that. Do you want me to do one as of right now, and then,
What else needs done
Afterwards.
besides IT?
well, IT is gonna be a part of it.
Okay, so do we wanna
So-
just do IT separate?
It doesn't matter, we got all the numbers.
I mean, Nicole's got the numbers,
Yeah, we
Addie's
got
got a
the
book,
numbers,
we've
yeah.
kept track of everything, except for what we probably put individually, all of us, 5,000 or 6,000 of our own dollars into it.
So that's what you were talking about.
That's exciting.
That-
Yeah, if we could just get
Yeah.
something in front of us, just so we can see, cause I've had people ask me like, hey, how much does this cost? I can't give you an answer,
No,
You know?
I understand,
so,
so we've got a book where we've got everything we've ever spent on that building, Addie has it.
okay.
So we just haven't included our receipts, cause we were kinda just, if we needed it and we didn't wanna get approval, we just went and bought it.
Okay, yeah, if we could just get a report listing and how much, it'd be great.
Yep.
But the officers have done a good job working all together. They've done an awesome job. And I'm dead serious. It's amazing how it started out and what they've done and worked and done material work in there. They've done an awesome job. Thank you.
So have you.
Do you have were we gonna use a school for the sign? I know the Portage Woods and then Chris
Yeah, I
was
think
talking
You
about.
want me to talk I can talk to Stephanie.
Yeah, if you could, if we had some
What
that,
size, you want it to fit those posts that are out there?
probably, yeah, and maybe if they can do something like our patch or something on it, or whatever you guys think, or maybe we can do a contest at the school.
Maybe we could get they sell the vinyl covers that slide over the post, make it look real nice before we put the
Yeah.
sign up.
Yeah,
And obviously, I'm sure you already noticed, the posts are secure, not rotted out.
no, they're not.
Okay.
I think they're okay, and I'd like to get some lighting and work that in
Yeah.
eventually,
Absolutely.
so.
Have we gotten any hits off of the charging station? Like, has anybody stopped and used it?
Yeah, there's been people using it.
Oh, really? That's good.
I think they need signs out.
Yeah, I would agree. Probably a website that tells you if
Yeah,
you,
well, if you have the car, it tells you. that
where
it's there.
the nearest one's
But
at. I would
they,
think.
Addie did print a thing on there, it shows you how to use it, it's laminated, shows you how to use it, all that good stuff, so. No, there's two families I know for sure that have electric vehicles that
My
use
neighbor
it.
does, but she
Yeah,
charges
and
hers
then,
herself.
there's a couple other people that pass through here that do it, so.
Good.
Yeah,
I just wanna
those-
make sure it was getting
No,
utilized.
it's good.
That's good.
They're getting, and it goes a little quicker than I guess the home thing,
Yeah.
so.
Sure.
Yeah, cause it's probably
You can put
not
more amps
120,
through it.
it's
Yeah,
probably
it's-
220.
Yeah,
I think it's 480.
I think it is,
480?
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
Oh,
Don't quote me on it.
even better.
It's not the super fast charger, but it's like a fast charger.
Does that money go into the general fund?
I believe so.
It should,
And
because
then it
that
gets-
was from a grant.
And then it pays the electric bill,
It should.
and then anything else stays in the general fund?
The only other question I have is, and I just heard this through the grapevine, that we added Nicole as the backup for Addie in the police department.
No,
Okay.
so what I did was, when we had her fingerprinted, she's also a clerk. So if we need somebody to clerk like our charges or something like that, I gave her a form so she could get her background check done for free, and she could be the backup
Okay.
clerk if Addie wasn't here and we needed charges signed or clerked. So we were gonna have her go down to municipal court and also get her clerk,
Gotcha.
but she's already a notary.
Right,
So-
I knew that, okay.
I didn't know that.
Anyone else? No, everybody good? Rick, anything else? Chris?
I don't think so.
All right. All right, 6:59, like make a motion to adjourn meeting of the whole.
Thank you.
Rick, were you fishing in Canada?
I wasn't in Canada.
Oh,
I wish I was in Canada.
Okay.
Second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Marilyn.